And I wanted to give a little bit of a rundown of where I see things going this week, but Representative Carlson, if you have a question, go ahead.
Wait, that was going to be my question. I wasn't sure if we were going to, like you mentioned the other day, have one bill, multiple bills.
Sure.
If it becomes one bill, is it going to be done in this committee or somewhere down the line? So if you could kind of give us a rundown, that would be appreciated.
Sure. Here is the plan. For today, we'll take up the higher ed bill first. We'll deal with amendments. Then I will temporarily lay it over. We'll take up the education finance bill, deal with the amendments, and the plan is to then have those two, like we did 2 years ago, travel as one bill. So we would propose to amend the higher ed bill into the education finance bill and have a education bill. Then tomorrow we have two bills up. We have public safety and we have legacy. Those two bills will travel separately as their own bills. On Wednesday at this point, we have transportation, we have health and human services, and pending referral taxes. And taxes, of course, would travel as its own bill, but the other two, I believe, will be combined together into one bill. And then the final day on Thursday, we have state government finance, we have jobs, environment, and agriculture. And I believe we are, I guess, my belief is that we're going to combine all four of those into one bill. So there would be a total of, in terms of the finance bills, not counting legacy, there'd be 4 bills plus legacy, plus taxes, plus capital investment. Representative Carlson.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I was talking earlier with one of our staff people, and I was reminded that a couple of years ago then they were all folded together, or most of them folded together in conference committee. Would that be an outcome in the end, or do you think that these will be confereed the way they're being aligned now? And then I guess the other question is if there's been conversations with the alignment with the Senate. I know we would have those, so we would match, and that alignment was often handled at the staff level with the fiscal analyst department and so on. So I would be curious where we are then once we're at the conference committee level and what's going to happen there.
Sure, Representative Carlson. The Senate is only doing one bill. It is my expectation that in the end we'll end up with one conference committee, not counting, of course, legacy, capital investment, and taxes.
But the rest,
although those things could change, I mean, but that's my understanding right now. The rest of them would be in one supplemental finance conference committee, similar to what was done in 2016.
Mr. Chair, then when would that be done? Would that be done while the bills are still before the House, or would they all be passed on the House side separately and then a single conference committee set up, and then they just give the jurisdiction of all the bills that would be under that conference committee's umbrella?
Representative Carlson, the bills, as I laid out, would pass the House, as I mentioned them, a separate education bill and so on and so forth. There's a couple of ways it could be done. I think just, underneath the rules, the fact that they have passed the House means they're eligible for consideration in the conference committee. Whether we use the Senate bill as our backbone bill to do it, since it's one bill, or whether we use some other vehicle bill, which could also be done, it could be done one of those two ways. And I guess at this point, off the top of my head, I can't tell you what the bill number will be for it.
Yeah, and Mr. Chairman, the reason I was wondering would be the makeup of that conference committee in the end, then, that would have rather broad jurisdiction. And then there's a couple of ways that could be handled as well, but we probably are going to need to talk further about how that's going to be handled then.
Sure, happy to talk further, but I think it'll be very similar to what people experienced in 2016. In 2016, we passed 3, not 4 bills off the House floor. Those bills were, the Senate only passed one bill. They were all put into one supplemental finance conference committee, and then that committee did have broad jurisdiction, and then that committee came up with the final bill.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.